Brother, please stand for the presentation of the colors. Uniformed personnel, attend.
Harry, halt! Ready, cut! Mark high, mark! Hold right, mark! Forward,
About.
march! Mark high, march! Colors left, march! Color guard, halt! Color bearers, forward, march! Color bearers, halt! Prepare to post the colors. Ready? Post! Reef guard. Freeze it. Halt!
Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Halt! Mark time. March! Colors left. March! Forward. March!
Uniformed personnel, at ease.
Would you please bow your heads? God, today we come to you with deep gratitude in our hearts for all the gifts you've given us each day. Gifts of family, friends, laughter, our great jobs. Help us always to receive these gifts with thanksgiving, and may our hearts be stirred to remember all of your mercy and love toward us. Today we remember to you Sergeant Mark Miklejohn after 32 years of service. His time here at Commerce City Police Department is ending. We humbly ask that you keep your hand of grace on him as he sets out to explore new horizons. God, we have no doubt that this new phase of his life will present some exciting challenges, a challenge to be flexible in the midst of unknown variables. Lord, give him patience. A challenge for creativity. Lord, give him vision. A challenge to continue to live life well in the midst of changes. Lord, give him integrity. We also ask that you would bless his wife, Sinya, and his children and extended family. We ask that you'd give them strength and grace as Mark launches into this next endeavor, whatever it may be. And may we all support and encourage him as the years go by. Lord, your strength enables us to protect others. Your providence keeps us safe. Help us turn our hearts toward you each and every day. We have been and will continue to face challenges as individuals, as families, and as a department. Guide us and empower us to make wise and noble decisions. Give us grace and forgiveness in our dealings with one another. Grant us peace. We pray this in the name of the Creator, the Savior, and the Sustainer. Amen.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Please come in and find a seat. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. We are here today to celebrate the incredible accomplishments and contributions made by Sergeant Mark Miklejohn to the citizens of our community, the City of Commerce City, and its police department over the past 32 years. One thing we all recognize is that behind every successful police officer is the support of a family who makes sacrifices, who stays up late wondering, who warms up cold meals, who moves Christmas to tomorrow so that we can all be together and so that we can all serve. I would like to introduce to you Mark's family and that support system that's with him here today. Sinya, his wife, will you please stand? Mark's daughter, Aubrey, and her husband, Bobby. And Mark's youngest son, Bryce. Please stand. Thank you all very much. For 32 years of support that you've given to Mark so that he could come to work and serve with us every day. I would also like to take a moment to thank our color guard. That was an outstanding presentation of the colors. If we can give them a hand, please. Today's ceremony was really the work of our command staff, and I would like to thank them, and in particular Lieutenant Dave Covich, who's our Sergeant at Arms today. Thank you. And finally, when we're done here, we have some refreshments in the back, and there's been a host of my administrative staff who's worked very hard on putting together this room and getting things set up. I'd like to thank them as well. I have a few remarks for you, Mark. Having recently gone through a similar life-changing experience, I would like to share a few things with you. While I was not in the communities that I served as long as you have been, I have been here, and I think I have a few things to share with you that might be helpful. Bruce Barton, a former United States congressman and successful businessman, once said, "When you're through changing, you're through." Mark, you are a changing. The transition you're about to go through will be both challenging and exciting. A book I found that I've referred to many times in my life, written by William Bridges, is called Transitions. I would encourage you to get a copy. It's an easy read. I pick the simple books. I'd give you my copy, but it's been with me through many transitions, and there's notes in the margins that are not appropriate for you to read. One thing that William Bridges says in Transitions is that you will have an ending. Today's that start of an ending, followed by a period of confusion and distress. Now, you've been to my office, so you've seen this confusion and distress, which leads to a new beginning. And that's really what this is all about. Because of your accomplishments and your courage to make a difficult decision, to step away from the family you've known for 32 years, notice I did not say you were leaving. You have begun a journey today that, yes, will be challenging at times, but you have opened the doors of possibility and launched an exploration to find what life has in store for you next. Whatever that is, whatever you find, wherever you go, those people will be lucky to have you. You have graced this organization with your giant presence for 32 years, and you, my friend, have made a difference. You leave this organization in a better place than you found it. You have increased our professionalism. Your departure will create a void in this organization that will be very difficult to fill. I thank you for all you have done for all of us, and on behalf of the City Council and the City Manager, I wish you nothing but the best. Godspeed, Sergeant Miklejohn. I'd now like to invite Commander Larry Woog up to the podium.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon and welcome. Today, I have been given the opportunity, the honor, and the privilege to speak about Sergeant Mark Miklejohn, 32 years career with the Commerce City Police Department, along with his accomplishments and his achievements. His professionalism, his dedication, and his commitment to this department and to this community has been exemplary. I have worked with Sergeant Miklejohn on a professional level. He and I are very good personal friends, and I hope our friendship will continue forever, Mark. I'd like to talk a little bit about Mark's career. Mark started his career in law enforcement in 1977 when he was hired by the Colorado State Patrol as a dispatcher. On March 10th, 1980, he was hired on as a Commerce City police officer, one of the finest. In August of 1980, he attended the Colorado Law Enforcement Training Academy, where they taught him how to become a cop. In 1982, he was a certified COGA instructor. For those in the audience who don't know what COGA is, back in 1982, Mark was one of the self-defense instructors. And COGA is a self-defense tactic which Mark taught a number of new officers in in-service training on how to defend yourself against physical attacks. In January of 1983, Mark became a certified intoxilizer instructor. In April of 1983, he was certified as a field training officer. This gave Mark the opportunity to train and evaluate police officers. In 1984 to 1985, Mark was the department training officer, training in specific areas such as arrest control instructor, firearms instructor, range master, and officer safety instructor. In 1982 to 1995, he became post-certified as an instructor. And to be post-certified as an instructor, you have to go through a post-certified instructor class, and that's pretty tough to do. When Mark was post-certified, he taught again in the areas of arrest control and firearms instructor. From 1987 to 1981, he was a member of the Colorado Law Enforcement Trainers and was given the opportunity to be the secretary in 1991. From 1991 to 2000, he was a certified radar instructor. From 1992 to 1995, he was a member of the police bicycle team. From 1992 to 1999, he was part of the accident investigation team. I'm not done yet, Mark. From 1993 to 1998, he was our traffic investigator, along with reconstruction of accidents. To be an accident reconstructor, it's not easy, and you don't learn this job overnight. It takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it takes hard work. Mark has attended a number of classes where he has completed them, all up to the level of a 4 accident investigator, and he's completed this within 2 years. He is considered an expert in accident investigation and reconstruction. He is highly respected by other law enforcement agencies and various courts. From 1996 to 1997, Mark was qualified as an expert witness in accident reconstruction in the Adams County Court and in the Denver District Court. Believe me, this doesn't happen overnight. Mark's skills, his ability, his knowledge, his experience, his expertise, and his integrity has given him the standard, the high standard, and the respect to be an expert witness. From 1995 to 2000, Mark was on the City Liquor Authority Board as a co-author and lead instructor. In 1999, Mark was on the Police Department Mission Value Committee. It was him and his committee that adopted the community partner logo decals that are currently on our police vehicles today. In 1999, Mark received his Bachelor of Science degree at the Colorado Christian University. In 2000, he became a certified advanced TASER instructor. Every year in the month of April is Victim Rights Week, where we honor and remember victims of crime. Each police agency in Adams County are asked by the 17th Judicial District Awards Committee to nominate a police officer from your agency to receive the Dale McLaughlin Award, which recognizes law enforcement officers. Dale McLaughlin was a sergeant with the Adams County Sheriff Department who was killed in the line of duty during a domestic violence call. This is a very special award to receive, and it's not given without just cause. The nominees are received by a panel consisting of judges, district attorneys, victim advocates, and victims of crime. Mark's name was submitted by our department for several outstanding criminal investigations he conducted as a police officer. By promoting victim rights and awareness, and for the professionalism and dedication and commitment to the rights and well-being of victims of crime, Mark was honored as the recipient for this award in 2001. In 2002, Mark was promoted to a sergeant. From 2002 to 2003, he was assigned to the Patrol Division. From 2004 to 2007, he was assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division. From 2007 to 2012, he was assigned to the Professional Standards Unit. His investigation training consists of interview and interrogation, officer-involved shootings, death and homicides, pre-employment interviews, internal affairs, computer voice stress analyzer examiner, advanced interview interrogation, death investigation. From 2007 to 2012, he was a member of the CIRSA Police Liability Committee. From 2008 to 2009, he was a member of the National Incident Management Training. And in 2010, he graduated from the University School of Police Command School, class of 304. Mark, would you please stand? Can I have your wife stand too, please? Mark, I know you and your wife and your family are here tonight. And I have always said, when you and I talk, it takes a very special person to be married to a policeman's wife. And I know that very special person is with you tonight. Can I get both of you to come up here, please? Mark, what I thought I would do is, this is your last time sheet. It was payroll 4 with your signature and my signature. And the date was 2/5/13. I want to present this to you.
Thank you.
Also, on behalf of the command staff, we have a card for you.
Now, he gets the timesheet. I think I got your last check in here somewhere. Mark, the department's prepared this plaque for you, and it's hard to find the words to express our gratitude for your service. But this plaque says, presented to Sergeant Mark Miklejohn, March 10th, 1980 through February 5th, 2013. For 32 years of outstanding service and dedication to the citizens of Commerce City and the Commerce City Police Department. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We prepared a retired ID for you so that you can continue to be a member of our organization past your retirement, and certainly so that you can maintain your arms. And so I want to present that to you today.
Thank you.
And that timesheet equals this check. So don't spend it all in one place.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to invite our Deputy City Manager, Jim Hayes, to the stage, please. He's got a gift from City Administration for you.
Well, thank you, Mark, for all your years of service. We, of course, have not had a chance to work together, but on behalf of the city staff, the city manager, Mr. McBroom, and the rest of the organization, want to thank you for all your years of service. We have a very small token of our appreciation, and just want to thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to have to get a dolly up here to get all this stuff out. Next, to present you with a gift from our FOP Lodge, Sergeant Doherty, please.
In Thornton, Chief, it's Doherty. Here's Doherty. My buddy. Okay, I got the honor to present Mark from the Fraternal Order Police Lodge 19 a couple of plaques. And the first one, he was one of the original members who signed the charter back in March of 1987. So there's the original charter. Thank you. But that's not it. We got another plaque. I have to say something about Mark here. With everything else Commander Woog said about Mark and what he's been involved in, he's also been involved in physical fitness. As young officers, we were back when we were 21. He inspired me to go to the gym and start working out with him. Yeah, it's coming. We would work out. The first time he talked me into joining this gym, and we worked out at this gym, lifted weights, did some cardio, and then he says, I have this class we have to go to. I said, no, Mark, I don't know. Okay, we'll go to the class. He says, but you have to put these tights on. I said, what? Jazzercise class, okay? And I said, okay. I can't hear that we walk in there in our tights. We're young, so it didn't look quite as bad as it would now. But walk in with our tights, and I can't hear the instructor. I said, Mark, we need to be in the front of the class. Now, the room's full of women. No, that class is just fine. He has a way of, you will never meet a man with higher integrity in law enforcement. You'll never meet a man that holds himself to a high standard. The police department here holds us to a standard, but he always exceeds that standard. And working with him over 32 years, which I have, it's been impressive how a man can hold himself to that type of standard for such a long time. I've always looked up to him for that reason. He'd walk into a room, he'd sparkle, okay? And that's one of the nicknames we gave him, Sparkle. When he would just sparkle a room, everybody would be happy. But back then, like all of us, we had a little bit more hair. And I can remember when he had curly, flocking brown hair coming out. So the Fraternal Order Police, Lodge 19, would like to present him with his plaque. To remember when he was young, back in March of 87, when he first signed the charter. Mark, here you go. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. No, honestly, truly, it's an honor to be able to present you with this plaque from the Fraternal Order Police, Lodge 19. You've been a dedicated member with this department for so many years, Mark, as a friend, and I'm sure everybody else here, you did a wonderful job on this chapter of your life, and I know you're going to excel at the next chapter of your life. So, thank you, Jim. So with that in mind, I'd like to present this plaque to you. That's very nice. Thank you very much.
And I would like to just add that the Lodge would like to present Mark an appreciation award for 25 years of dedicated membership. Real great, even in the towards the end of his career, he was quiet, but he had a very strong voice with the Lodge and wasn't afraid to speak his opinion and help guide us in the right direction. He inspired me so much, I adopted his hairstyle. So I'd like to thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. It means very, very much to me. I want to give my special thanks to Police Chief Troy Smith. He was the impetus for this ceremony and celebration. I want to thank Commander Larry Wood and Lieutenant Dave Covage who have planned and arranged this, as well as all the people in the police department and the city government. My love and thanks goes to my family, many of who are here today. I want to thank my wife, Sinya, for being such a remarkable and wonderful person. Thank you all for being in my life and sharing this moment. I also want to acknowledge one of my cousins who could not be here today. He is Gene White, who is in Charlotte, North Carolina. He is one of the finest people you could ever meet or know. Thank you, Gene, for everything you have done for me. What an adventure this has been. It's been an honor and a privilege to wear this uniform and to serve as a police officer. I've learned so much from those of you who have gone before me, as well as those who remain to fulfill this service. Thank you all. During my career, like so many other officers, I've experienced so much. I've delivered babies, fought people trying to stop or kill me, been shot at, ran into burning buildings to pull people out, watched officers who have been hurt on duty, and known some of the fine officers killed while performing their duties. I've investigated or been involved with the investigation of horrific traffic crashes and crimes which have included abuses of children, sexual assaults, suicides, and homicides. I have investigated deadly force encounters and other critical incidents involving police officers. And these traumatizing events illustrate the demands and complexity of police service. Police service is also rewarding. An example of this is the opportunity to work with so many outstanding people, people of great character and distinction. Many of you in this room possess those very traits. I want to tell you a story about myself and one of these officers. That was Rafael Hernandez, a proud man of Puerto Rican descent who was raised in Brooklyn and became a Commerce City police officer. This story begins one night when Ray and I were dispatched to a structure fire at the Lincoln Park Trailer Court. We arrived on the scene at the same time. A large yellow trailer home at the entrance was on fire and engulfed in thick black smoke. Ray and I ran to the front door that was already open. Neighbors told us that a man that lived in the trailer, but no one had seen him come out. The fire department had not arrived, so we decided to go in to rescue anyone we could. There was no time to wait. When we entered, we quickly started choking and discovered our flashlights could not penetrate the black smoke. We decided to get out. As we stood outside, we saw a man inside the trailer walk to the open door, turn around, and walk back in and disappear into the smoke. Ray and I glanced at each other and then ran into the trailer. We grabbed the man and took him outside. He was incoherent and had difficulty breathing. An ambulance whisked him away. We were also coughing and choking from inhaling the smoke. Paramedics from another ambulance started giving us oxygen as Ray and I sat in the ambulance. It took several minutes before we could talk. As we sat there, we looked at each other and talked about maybe getting a medal for saving the guy's life. We laughed, and we knew that wasn't going to happen. We got out of the ambulance, still choking and smelling like smoke, continued to work the remainder of the shift. This had been just another call that day. Fortunately, incidents like this are concluded in very different ways now. Many of you know that Ray passed on from this life. In 2002, I've been rewarded by knowing and working with Ray and so many other great people throughout my career. I've also had some great assignments during my career. These have included training officer, traffic accident investigator, patrol watch commander, detective sergeant, and internal affairs sergeant. As Commander Wood described some of this before. A significant period of my career was spent in traffic enforcement from 1983 through 2001. I operated and instructed the use of the intoxilizer, which measures the amount of alcohol content in a person's breath. I was also trained in standard field sobriety testing procedures, and I became very familiar with the actions of intoxicated people and drivers. In 1992, I investigated a terrible accident that killed 2 girls, one who was pregnant at her death. That investigation, which resulted in a murder conviction, propelled me into a 7-year period of investigating and reconstructing traffic accidents. During that 7-year period, I received training in accident investigation and reconstruction. I became a member of the Adams County Accident Investigation Team and investigated serious traffic accidents involving law enforcement officers. I was qualified as an expert in Adams and Denver district courts. The reason I tell you about this is because my experiences in traffic enforcement compelled me to do something to prevent and reduce the injuries, death, and destruction which resulted from drunk drivers. In 1995, I became an instructor for the City Liquor Authority's Liquor Management Program. I rewrote the program and instructed most of the liquor management classes until 2001. Municipal ordinance required everyone who sold or served alcohol within the city to attend these classes. I had a captive audience. I was able to share stories, research, and facts about intoxication, its effects, and the terrible consequences of drinking and driving. Another rewarding part of my career has been training police officers. To train people who then develop and succeed is one of the very best rewards. Police training and development should never be compromised or dismissed. Training and education increases an officer's ability to react, perform, and survive. It also enables officers to compete and grow. From 1997 through 1999, I went back to college and obtained a business degree. My studies and my children filled my time. I had to end my involvement in accident investigation and all the many call-outs. In 2002, I was promoted to sergeant and remained on patrol. I was assigned to the Detective Bureau in 2004. I then became involved in many criminal investigations. This was interesting and complex work. It was a great experience. It gave me a significantly different perspective of police work and crime. In 2007, I was coerced into becoming the Professional Standard Sergeant. When I started, my primary duty was internal affairs investigations, but I also coordinated all department training, assigned off-duty work, and had many other duties. I received training in internal affairs investigations and administrative law, CVSA or truth verification techniques, subconscious communication and interview techniques, additional training in homicide and death investigations, as well as officer-involved shootings. Eventually, my sole responsibility became internal affairs. This assignment not only involves investigations of alleged misconduct, but it also requires tracking of several events. Documenting and tracking past performance is the key to knowing where we need to go in the future. To enable this, I expanded our internal affairs databases and created additional ones. I used examples from the FBI and other law enforcement agencies to develop these. I also revised some reporting forms to gather more information about use of force and vehicle pursuits. When this data is accumulated and analyzed, it provides information about potential concerns, directs training efforts, and guides policy and procedure development. Our annual reports provide comparisons of police performance, subjects' behaviors, and identifies trends. I've always been aware of the concerns some people have about how this data may be understood or interpreted. However, I've found that this information reveals the truly exceptional service police provide and the very challenging circumstances encountered. It is a testament to how you think, train, and perform. Great police service is about many things. Developing and maintaining public trust is paramount among them. The community has a right to know how police do business. Your actions will often be scrutinized, whether you excel, falter, or fail. It is how you react and learn that will measure your success. Despite recent turmoil, this police department has come so very far. Over the years, we have developed and enhanced so much. Our training instructors and programs, victim advocate team, criminal analysis, traffic enforcement unit, special investigations unit, the SWAT team, K-9 team, peer support team, investigations unit, crime scene investigation and property and evidence capabilities, as well as patrol functions. Police, fire, and medical services require so much effort and sacrifice. It is difficult to measure the toll it takes on our families and on us. Like most of you, I've endured great difficulties in my personal life. Some challenges and disappointments have seemed overwhelming at times. It has only been through my faith and support of my family, as well as many people here, that I've been able to work through these and endure this. For others who also go through trials, my encouragement to you is to persevere. Most of these trials and hardships end and become resolved in far better ways than we often imagine. In closing, I want to encourage all of you to be enthusiastic about your work. The great basketball coach, John Wooden, wrote, "Without enthusiasm, you cannot work up to your fullest ability and potential. You're just going through the motions. And just going through the motions won't bring you to the level of competitive greatness we seek, whether in basketball, business, or life." God bless you and thank you. Stay safe.
You guys would just, we have a video that was put together. Just enjoy it, kick back, and enjoy what was put together for everybody. Okay, so Mark, that fact there was no sound, that was actually intentional, because we know you're going to have a lot of time, so you can figure out what people were saying. And anyway, all right. So if everybody would mind standing up for me, please. Uniform personnel, attend. Sergeant Mark Miklejohn, front and center.
Charlie 10, Atacom.
Charlie 10.
Charlie 10, Sergeant Mark Miklejohn, badge number 559, end of watch.
Charlie 10, I copy. Attention all Commerce City units. Charlie 559, Sergeant Mark Miklejohn is end of watch. Thank you for 32 years of dedicated service to the citizens of Commerce City.
Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. In a few moments, we'll have some refreshments. You might be wondering to yourself, with all that training and experience, how in the world do we let this man go? Believe me, I tried to keep him. We had a long conversation, and Mark's ready for the next phase in his life. So congratulations, Mark. We all wish you the best. Let's enjoy some refreshments in the back of the room and celebrate Mark's next phase of his life. Thank you.
Uniform personnel, fall out.